Aw, it had a baby.
P.O.L.
Yo, what up, y'all? IntraVenus here, back with another episode. Today, we are taking a look at the world's smallest Game Boy, perhaps. And now, on this channel in the past, I've taken a look at several tiny little handhelds, including Thummy, which I believe is maybe the world's smallest handheld device. And then this one, which is the Thumb console, which isn't the smallest handheld console, but it actually is more fully functional than this and plays actual Nintendo games, NES. It just doesn't have any real audio. It just does beeps and boops. This one does audio, kind of just beeps and boops, but very quietly, yet more thoroughly than this one. Well, now we have this guy. I found this on AliExpress, and I think it was around $30 or something. They sell from $30 to $40. And this is a homemade tiny Game Boy. Obviously is modeled to look just like an actual Game Boy. And it plays Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and NES games with full audio and color. Backlight, everything. It has USB-C, and it even has a little mini cartridge on the back. And when you pull this out, it has the micro SD card on there. That's where the games are. They're actually on a little cart. Isn't that freaking sweet? So I thought we'd take a dive into this, and then we're going to try to add our own ROMs to it too, because these are sold with all legally non-licensed homebrew style games on it for all three of the consoles. But I think we can add our own, so let's check it out. Let's play some Cabbage. The bouncing ball. Was it made by Cabbage? I don't know. This is a game where you bounce to the finish. Oh! You'll find there is no instruction manual that comes with this little handheld device except for the sticker on the Ziploc that it was mailed in. And we do have menus and options here. So you can bring up a menu with start and select. There's brightness options, volume. You can switch between colors. And then I guess that's probably for like regular Game Boy. And then the game list, you can switch by pressing start. You go through the different consoles. And look at this. Press select to start. Oh, you could change the position of the screen if it's a little off center or something like that. And you can even change the custom logo that comes up. If you could maybe find the exact same real Game Boy startup screen, you might put that on there instead of it saying GB Micro or whatever it says on here. Let's see if it's as loud as it goes. So volume, you hold select and then press up and down. Guessing that's as high as it goes now. And then brightness is left and right. Oh, it gets pretty bright. That's as bright as it goes now. So it doesn't get very loud, but it does have full audio there. Oh, this is hard to do. Such a tiny screen. Try not to shake around too much. Oh, you got me. This thing is so tiny. Okay, so you could change the color by pressing select and A or B. Oh wow. Cool. So you don't have to do that Game Boy green. Oh, that's freaking sweet. Menu. Oh wow. There's even save states. So I think there are 5 games for each of these, 5 or 6. So that's Game Boy. This is Game Boy Color. Well, there's a little more for NES. It's got the Cowlitz Gamers games on there. That's pretty wild. I'm thinking NES is going to be the hardest to play. because this screen is so freaking tiny. Dutchland. Oh, is this like Tetris? So the shapes kind of look, at least in my camera, it looks like they're kind of weird and see-through. I'm accidentally hitting down too, over and over again, because that just drops it. You can go left and right and hit down, it just drops it. But I mean, I guess you could, maybe on the camera you can make out that writing. I can't make out all those words. I see the word next in lines. Does it say ghosts down here? I don't even know. Okay, yeah, this thing is freaking tiny. Let's do some size comparisons here. So there's Thummy. Let's turn it on. It actually looks huge next to Thummy, but there's my thumb over this one. And here's the thumb console. Let's turn this guy on too. I forget how you do that. Both these buttons or something like that. It's been a while since I turned this one on. There it goes. See, this one's the loudest, but all it does is beep boops. Let's compare brightness here. We'll zoom in a little bit. Wow. A world of tiny handhelds we're living in right now. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to get, but they're so freaking small. Now, here's the Game Boy that I'm in the middle of refurbishing. This is an original Game Boy. It's just missing the buttons and one of the boards inside. Needs a little work. But yeah, that's the real Game Boy. The original. That's just bonkers. Well, let's check out some Game Boy Color on here. The super zoom. Let's play it on the table here. This is Mona. The witch is asleep. Mona, the cat, wants a snack. She hates water, so be careful. Oh, my kitty. Huh. There is a little tiny screen protector on here. I think it's just one of those cheap little plastic films, but in this case, this scenario, I don't know if I really want to remove it, because I might actually put this on my keychain afterwards, and then that'll protect it a little bit. Up. What a tasty snack. What the heck is going on here? Oh, the world has come to life. Meow. Retroid. I have a Retroid Pocket, but I didn't know they had a game. Wait, this isn't Game Boy Color. I could change the colors. It's in the Game Boy Color. Oh, cool. It's like Breakout, or Super Breakout. Cool. Well, that's playable, for what it's worth. Sweet. Aw, the paddle's a little slow. Oh, that was a Game Boy game. Every time you restart, it goes back to that first list. Okay, so let's try Tyrion 2000. Oh, full game or arcade? Full game, I guess. Whoa, how am I supposed to read that? I can't read that. Come on, I don't know. What does it say? I can't read that. It hurts my brain. Okay, what are we doing? Picking. Wait, what? It's like an RPG or something? This is impossible to play on here. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I'm thinking NES is kind of unplayable if we can't even play this Game Boy Color game. And we tried one NES game. Let's go back to NES and try this one. Gradual games. Normalus. And then a bunch of blurry little tiny white smudges. All I see is Normalus really there. Oh yeah, I can't read that at all. Oh, is kitties? Or is it are those letters? Let's just go ahead. Oh my god. Oh. Whee. I do like that it has full audio. Instead of just beeps, but this is nearly unplayable here. I mean, the only reason I can really play this right now is because I'm looking through the camera's viewfinder, which makes it larger for me. It's like a magnifying glass. Ah, jeez. Alright. Well, I think what I should do, really, is put some of my own games on here, because I want to see, even though it's going to be really hard to read, I want to see Pokemon on here. I want to see Super Mario Land. So, let's take this little guy out of here and see what we can do. Unfortunately, I found that this is kind of stuck on here. They've glued it in. It just kind of fits right in there. So a little bit of space over here. I'm taking note because I'm going to remove this and try to insert it in my computer and add my own games, and then maybe I'll glue it back on here. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't break it. So let's see here. Maybe if I use like a little smudge stick, kind of carefully get up in there and just. Okay. Oh, sweet. So it's not sticky on there. It's just sticky on here. That's perfect. Let's add our own games. Okay, so I've added the games. Just put it in this little adapter, plugged it in my computer. I drag and drop one new game for each console. And, you know, noticing that this is a generic card, I really should have flashed it, because it could become corrupt really easy, if y'all know about these. Anytime you get a micro SD card that looks like this, you want to flash it and replace it with something better that actually is name brand. But for now, we're just doing it like this, and we're going to put this right back on here. It was hugging all the way against the wall here, with a little bit of space on the edge, I had noticed. So we're going to put it back in like that. Hopefully it's lined up correctly, that I can just slide it in here. You know what, before I do that though, let's turn it on and see if the operating system is actually on here or if it was on the card. It's on here. That's cool. So if it did become corrupt, I just make my own card again and still drag and drop the ROMs, I think it'd be fine. Let's go ahead and put this little guy in here. Yes. And here's the moment of truth. Alas, I don't see anything new in the Game Boy folder. Oh, the Game Boy Color one does have Pokemon Crystal in it though. I don't know why the other one, I added Mario Land in the other one. I swear it was the right game file. Oh yeah, Pokemon works. Ah! This is Pokemon Crystal. Wow, it's tiny. The smallest Pokemon Crystal. Neat. Oh, this is cool. That was me holding it up to the microphone so you know closer what the audio is actually like, because down here, I don't know if you could hear it too much. This is crazy. Well, it's Professor Oak. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, Mom, come on. Alright, so I'm bummed that Super Mario Land didn't show up for some reason. Happy Pokemon Crystal did. I don't know why it made a second file down here with the period at the beginning. That's weird. Let's see if my NES game showed up. It didn't. Huh. So I was able to add my own Game Boy Color game, but not NES or Game Boy? I'm gonna try one more time. Okay, so I did notice digging into the files that on the Game Boy games or ROMs, there's 2 files for each game. One of them is an executable and the other one is the ROM file itself. I don't know how to create those executable files, so let's see if I figured out how to make the NES work, because I did change the way the name was written. Nah, see, that's weird because the NES didn't have separate executable files. They were just the ROMs dropped in there, but for some reason I'm not seeing anything. Is there a menu here? Look, if you press select and start, it looks like it wants to bring up a menu that's non-existent. Oh no, that's how you change the screen layout. So if you want to move the screen around, you press start and select, and when it's blue you move it around, and when it's red it's done. So I almost screwed up the screen there a little bit, you know what I mean? Whoops. Here's one that's on there. I don't know what this is. What is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. Well, okay. I mean, there it is, I guess. We tried out some of the games for each console and even tried adding our own. And now, if anyone's curious, you can add your own Game Boy Color games to this, but it's a little more technical to get any more NES or Game Boy games running on it. I'm sure it's possible, but I haven't figured it out yet. Then again, this is shaped like a Game Boy, and Game Boy Color is probably where it's at. I wonder if I were to drop a Game Boy file into the Game Boy Color folder, if it would play without an executable. That's an interesting idea. Alright, so I've tried a little more tinkering here, and in fact, believe it or not, looking further into the Game Boy Color folder, it also uses both an executable file and the regular ROM. And when I dropped Pokemon in there, somehow it created its own version. It doubled up, and it made itself accessible. So I've tried doing it with a different ROM and Game Boy. It's still not there. So I put Super Mario Bros. In here just so we can have a Mario game playing here. This is the Game Boy Color version, but it also seems to have worked fine, so I imagine it also created that that double file dealy. I just had to see Mario Bros on here. This is an excellent port. This is what's meant to be played on here, really. I mean, come on. If you're going to have a Game Boy on your keychain, you need Mario on there, right? Am I right or am I right? Missed my jump there. Didn't really run up to it. That looks nice and crisp. Very colorful and bright. I'm pleasantly surprised by this thing, honestly. It's pretty neat. Let's save my game. Why am I Luigi now? How did I turn into Luigi now? Did I just figure something out that I didn't know? I press start and select at the end of the level and I turn into frickin' Luigi. What the? I didn't know that. I don't know what's going on there. Y'all, do you know what that's about? Let's just see if I got NES working. I put another NES game in there. I put Ghouls and Goblins in there. Nothing. Nothing. Well, it was fun, you know. I really like all these tiny, tiny handhelds. I mean, look, this is the original size, and this is the new baby boy. The baby Game Boy. It's pretty freaking sweet. I like it. So y'all, have you ever heard about these? Let me know in the comments if you know anything about this. They come in a bunch of different colors, and I don't know if they're made by multiple people. I've seen somewhere it looks like these buttons are bigger than they are here, so maybe there's a few people out there doing something like this. I love the fact that you can pull out the cartridge and add more games, and the card is stuck to the cartridge. That is really freaking cool. Love it. And it's USB-C, bright, full color. Out of all the tiny handhelds so far, maybe aside from the Nano from Amberneck, I don't have that here, but it's a little bit bigger. I think this is the best. Top notch, yo. If y'all like this, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Really helps me out, encourages me to make more videos. I got a lot more coming, and for the most part, they're not going to be little tiny games like this. I say for the most part, because if I find more and they're a reasonable price and I feel intrigued, I might get it. Because they're just so fun. Aren't they? Anyways, y'all, I guess I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace out.
Childhood, we were all there together, and in denial would play like it was forever. And in the tall woods, we'd stay out of the weather like it was all good. Every day we made it for pleasure. We were saying whatever came to our minds, plain and simple like a tetherball reaching the sky.